stream is going. Hopefully it'll start. Okay, hope you can all see this. I can see there's one person in chat. Hello, Cheese. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. We got a couple of things to go over today, and I wanted to do it live because I just, I felt like it would be more fun in a live format because it's the sort of stuff of, being more fun, I feel like, in a live format. I don't think it constitutes like a fully edited video, so this is going to be a more chill thing of us talking about, oh my gosh, I love your videos, thank you so much. I realise this is the first time I've done a live in quite a while, so I realise there's probably a few of you who are new around here who haven't done a live before. Morning, yeah, it's nearly 2 o'clock here, but yeah, morning to you wherever you are. Hope you're having a good day. Hello everyone. Wow, everyone's piling in very quickly. It's nice to see you all here. Who have we got in here? We got Cheese, Billy Whitefield, I hope I'm saying that right. Alberto, George Tell, Jean obviously, the Smart Casual Gamer, Harry Dunnican, Toby, Quez, Doctor Shorts, Rip Rock Productions, sorry, I am terrible at names, Overlord 007, a Cyber Hoax, yeah, Pinova, Brandon, here we go again, yes, nice thumbnail, thank you, yeah, it was kind of just, it's kind of just a last minute thing that I decided to do. So yeah, it's a bit of a basic one today. Hey Tharius, how are you feeling? I'm not doing too bad, I'm not doing too bad at all. Dan, Ben, Alberto. Sorry if I miss anyone. Yeah, 159. Hello from Brazil. Well, hello to you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Do me a favor, if you have just joined, be sure to like the stream. Also, just so all of you know who are coming into the stream, it's subscriber only chat. Just to stop spam bots and things like that. So make sure you're subscribed. I think you got to be subscribed for about 5 minutes in order to chat. So make sure that you're subscribed if you want to chat, of course. So yeah, we got a couple of things to go over. So there's going to be some details about filming that we're going to be going over, as well as some sort of stuff like that. Some weird Cyberman stuff that's been going on. I want to address that. And I thought that the live format would be a good way of doing that. We're going to be getting into that. Before I do, though, I wanted to talk about something, and I promise you guys, the last time I'm mentioning it, obviously, yesterday saw the release of my confrontation with Lance videos. Also, by the way, if you're a mod in here, if there's any mods that come in here, be sure to just be alert, for just certain people, just to be sure. But obviously you might know my video confrontation with Lance videos came out yesterday, and I just wanted to address a couple of things with that really before we get fully into the news segments. I think I did say your name, Rip Rock Productions, right? I just want to address a couple of things. The Cyber account, we're going to get into all that, don't worry. I want to address a couple of things. First off, there's been a couple of different comments. One of the main ones I got was, why cover it? You're just giving the person more attention. And I do get that argument. I get that argument a lot. But the reason I did it was because I felt that it was important to show, so that if there was anyone in that mindset, they might see that mindset and go, wow, actually, that does sound kind of bad when you hear it out loud, or you hear someone else, questioning it. So that's why I made the video. I think a lot of people just thought, I just made it for the sake of it, but I did genuinely have a motivation behind it to help, really, and I think most people got it. Most people were lovely about the video, and they were really nice, and I appreciate all the lovely comments and feedback I got on that video. I also got people saying that, I didn't respect his viewpoint, and at the end of the day, it's what I said the other night. I respect, everyone's right to have whatever beliefs that they want. My only issue is, my basic tenet is, believe what you want, just don't be a dick. And if your beliefs involve, putting down others, I'm not going to agree with that, and I am going to call that stuff out. And that's just really all it is. If you accept everyone, you're more than welcome here. Anyone is welcome here, so long as you don't campaign for the marginalization of others, which I felt like what Lance was doing. So yeah. The guy's a piece of shit. Appreciate you sticking up for us. That's the thing as well. I felt like, obviously, I don't want to be the, Sarah's meant to be going for a walk. Yeah, I don't want to, say, like, I don't want to speak on behalf of anyone or anything like that. But I just felt that since, obviously I know some of the, like, Doctor Who YouTubers went on that stream as well, but I felt that, someone needed to be sticking up for you guys, because, like, far too often, I feel like these people who say these things are just horrible, and they're just not needed. When we're talking about, a British science fiction show of all things, a topic that's so chill, it's just not needed. So I felt that there needed to be, like, a conference, like, a addressal, is that even a word? A acknowledgement of these people is probably the better word. And I felt like, yeah, it just made sense to do it since I'd already spoken to the guy. And as I said, most of you were really nice about it. And, perhaps, like, here's the thing, right? A lot of people said, oh, you weren't very mature in the way you handled the debate. At the end of the day, there's some things that some people say, it's like, how do I even rebut that? You know what I mean? Like, what was I supposed to come back with? Like, there's some things that are just so hard to even try and combat because they're just so weird and just, yeah. Base Diaries for calling out the loonies. Ironic that they talk about Doctor Who since it's so inclusive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna get into the CYBERMAN hoax. Don't you worry, we're gonna get into all that. I just wanted to address that first because I know that there was a lot of like questions surrounding that, so I felt the need to at least just address it. Like, obviously, yeah, that's just what I wanted to address. I even said in the video, don't go over to the people's channels. I feel like I did as much as I could have done to prevent that. Obviously, some people still did. That's unavoidable. But, like, I don't think the just don't talk about it approach necessarily works for the reasons that I outlined. At the end of the day as well, a lot of people said that you're platforming this guy. The guy, like, in the case of Lance, not necessarily the guy hosting it, but Lance himself has a bigger following than I do. I think he has nearly 30,000 followers on Instagram. He used to have a TikTok with over like 150k followers. He, if anything, had a bigger platform than I did. So people saying that I was sort of, punching down it's kind of the opposite, really. I know the guy who runs the CYBERMAN account. Oh, okay, interesting. Maybe you could tell me after the stream, John. Obviously, I won't say anything. It might have been good to know that. I did consider doing that, right? The only reason I didn't was because, I didn't want people to start claiming that, oh, you've taken this guy's footage and just removed his name, because I've had the feeling that people are going to do that. I feel like it is just like a lose-lose situation in that regard, So yeah, that's why I didn't. I did consider doing that, though. I'm about to launch a YouTube channel. Might mention you, JX and Cancel Geeks as inspiration. That's okay. Absolutely. Yeah, you absolutely knock yourself out, man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I want to be able to be honest with you guys. At the end of the day, it is also, like, there was some people saying, oh, I didn't subscribe for this, I didn't subscribe for this. It's like, at the end of the day, it's still about Doctor Who. The guy was, a Doctor Who fan, and he was talking to RTD. It was still Doctor Who related. If it's not something you don't want to hear, if it's not something you want to hear, and you want to hear positivity, and you want to just hear news, that's fine. Just don't watch the video. I still think it's important to talk about, though. And at the end of the day, as much as I love all you guys and I love all the support, it is still my, like, outlet to talk about what I, want to talk about. So if I want to talk about that, I'm going to do it. But that is about all I'm going to address. I wanted to get that all out there. So we're all on the same page on that. They subscribe for your content, exactly. Boxing match next? Oh, I'd knock him out in 30 seconds. Imagine being an RTD fan and hating it. That's what's really confusing to me as well. It's like the guy said he was like a hardcore RTD fan, but then was like, yeah, being gay is sinful. It's like, how do these two things correlate? Like, most of RTD's like projects involve like telling gay stories, like, really, really poignantly as well. So the idea of a homophobic RTD fan is a really odd one to me. I didn't think it gave you a lot of time to... No, they did not. That's another thing as well. It was... The thing is as well, as much as apparently the host of said stream claimed to be quote-unquote neutral, he was very much on the side of Lance, so it was literally like a 2-against-1 like avenue as well. Oh yeah, that's fine. So someone said I couldn't watch the whole video. To be honest, I struggled to watch the whole video and I edited it, you know? So I completely get that. Like I got criticism as well for skipping over a bunch of his like ideology stuff. At the end of the day, he just sort of kept repeating the same stuff and I just felt like, oh okay, I'll just skip this. Because like, and I cut down the original conversation. I won't link it because obviously I don't want to give the channel. It's about 20 minutes long. But I cut it down to about 9. Yeah, the host did say that about like healthcare, which was really messed up. And like Mr. TARDIS did a great takedown of that. Like, yeah, it was mental. I will say as well, I got a lot of support from even people. Yeah, Sean does have a full cut of our conversation unlisted if you want to watch that. I think it's on his Twitter somewhere if you really want to watch it. But like, I feel like I just put the main points in. But yeah, at the end of the day, just so you guys know, this place is like an inclusive place for everyone. We don't stand for like bigotry of any variety here. We want everyone to be involved and enjoying Doctor Who and enjoying discussion, and that's why I made the video. You know, at the end of the day, everyone's welcome. Maybe they took It's a Sin too literally. Yeah. Oh. Something tells me he wiped the moments from his mind, such as Jack and Nine's kiss. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like, I've seen a lot of these people sort of retroactively be like, wow, actually, RTD's era was really woke. It's like, yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, anyway, I just wanted to address that. You know, I won't take up any more time with it, but, yeah. Man, the host was a brick. I'm glad you went on there. Thank you. Yeah, that's about all I want to talk. Theory's the Woke King we need. But yeah, so should we get into some news? Let's get into some lighter topics. But yeah, I've just felt the need to address that because a lot of people were questioning certain things. You know, but as I said, the majority of the comments were really nice. But yeah, let's get into some news stuff. Let me just remember my keybinds now because I forgot what my keybinds are. I think it's Shift. Yes, I was right. Look at that. Okay, first thing. So Rachel Salale posted. Obviously, I covered this in a previous video. The 25th of July 2022 clapperboard post, and I haven't talked about this yet. But Russell T Davies responded with and what a day, smiley face. Now, obviously, no idea what this means, but it's interesting that like, is my camera too big? I think we should be fine. You can still read it. It's interesting to see like he's saying and what a day. So I'm wondering what was significant about that day, and that's what sort of led to the the speculation about the Cybermen being even more furthered because of the whole. Because Russell T Davies put like a robot emoji at the end of that one RTD2 post, and then him teasing, oh, what a day to Rachel on the 25th, and then obviously that account popping up, like it all just created a storm of like, oh, what's this? And we're going to get into that account also, but I am interested to see what this tease means and like what other surprises, because as I said in a previous video, we know that they've been filming in studio for around about like a month or so, just in studio, in private. So God knows what they've been filming up in there, in private. I reckon there's some surprises in there. Obviously, I don't know, but it's really cool to see. Just them. Like, this is the thing. I'll say this about like marketing and stuff as well. Even little stuff like this, as negligible and as minor as it may seem, like this stuff can help generate hype. Like, I don't believe in the philosophy that it's ever too early to start marketing something, because you can always do even little things like this, or like RTD doing silly little pictures, or whatever it is. Like, they still get people talking. Sure, it might not be a press release or a poster or anything like that, but it's still creating that conversation. Not everything needs to be a trailer that reveals everything. Little things like this that get us talking, and even that fake hoax Cyberman account that we're going to get onto, it got people talking. In fact, I'm going to show on screen in a minute. Cybermen got trending as a result of that image. So, you know, in my opinion, there's no such thing as like too early for marketing, because if anything, the 60 years is proof of that as well. And I've said before, you know, the stuff we've gotten is basically just, you know, the stuff we've had to get. It still created hype in its own way. And even the filming stuff, it's still, obviously that's not marketing, but it's creating its hype in its own way. So yeah, I'm personally of the belief they've done more little stuff like this throughout the previous era. Obviously, you know, it could be less with social media or whatever, but like, you know, I think it would have been to the benefit of the current era, absolutely. And I think I'm really enjoying the little social media teasy approach. Obviously, we had that Rachel Talale tweet the other day as well, which I talked about in a previous video. Yeah, really good stuff. And then we've got like one of the major things here. So let me get my share screen back up. Actually, let me double check I've got my desktop audio. No, I have not. That's a good thing I checked. I'm going to turn that on so you lovely people can hear David Tennant. So, David Tennant has announced that he will unfortunately not be attending the, is it Emerald Coast? Emerald City Comic Con. I don't know why I thought Emerald Coast. I'm guessing Emerald City is a reference to Wizard of Oz. But anyway, yeah, he's announced that he's not going to this convention, which takes place, hang on, I think Doctor Who Production News did a tweet about when it was. And now I don't have it up, and I regret not having it up. Hang on, let me duplicate. Here we go. So yeah, they said that it takes place over August 18th and August 21st. So that implies that, you know, they're still going to be filming stuff even like from the August 18th to 21st. So filming is still very much going on. I mean, this could also be reshoots, but filming is still very much, you know, in progress. So, you know, anyone saying it's wrapped, it has not wrapped. Like, it's still going on. So, yeah, just thought I'd clarify that. But yeah, here's his message for those of you who are curious. I'll play it now.
Emerald City, Seattle. It's David Tennant here. How you all doing? I've got some really gutting news, I'm afraid. My schedule has altered, and I'm not going to be able to make it to Seattle for the convention. I'm really, really sad. I was really looking forward to meeting you all there. It's unavoidable, I'm afraid. I send you all lots of love. Have a fantastic weekend without me. And maybe I'll get to see you there next year. Fingers crossed. Really, really sorry. Sorry to disappoint. And till the next time, gang, have a great time at Emerald City. It's a fantastic show. I've enjoyed it myself there in previous years. And I hope I'll get to enjoy myself there in future years. Take care.
Yeah, so... Yeah, so it's obvious, like, obviously scheduling changes, like, filming seems to be going on for longer than perhaps was anticipated. Obviously, you can still tell he's filming for Doctor Who because, like, the haircut, and also, if you look really closely in, like, certain shots, you can sort of see the tie and like, the suit underneath the jacket he's wearing, so it's still very much Doctor Who filming. You know, just, like, looking at the hair is enough of a giveaway for that. But yeah, that's interesting that, that there's been some alterations to scheduling. So yeah, it's definitely still filming, so I just thought I'd clarify that for you guys, because I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, filming, it's wrapped. It's like, no, it hasn't. Like, I promise it hasn't. He wouldn't be the 10th Doctor if he wasn't starring. How true, how very true. Do you think he looks a bit tired? I mean, probably. I mean, like, the thing is, like, David Tennant, I think he's deceptively, like, he looks really young still, but I think he's, like, is he 50 now? You know, like, I don't blame him, like, I'd be tired too, you know, with the amount of stuff that he does, but yeah, Disney will get the streaming rights, and only the streaming rights. Oh yeah, people talking about the Disney Plus thing. I mean, I can address that stuff later on. I did do a video on it, but yeah. David Tennant is 51. Yeah, I knew he was around 50, yeah. Why do some people come into live chats to be edgy negative product? Don't watch? I don't know, I mean, like, obviously, you know, current era stuff, I think it does have its issues, and even though it's not been my favourite, I'll still watch it just to, like, talk about it. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, try and be respectful when you're doing your critique as well. But, yeah. Anyway, what was the next thing we were talking about? Okay, next thing. Okay, so obviously, the next thing I want to talk about, the next major thing, which actually led to the Cybermen being trending the other day, as you can see, is this weird Cybers Industries account popped up on mine. It's now amassed about 1,500 followers, of which I am... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Of which I am one of them. And it's basically like a parody of like a modern tech company. You know, you've got like jokes about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and you know, like their first thing is turn your back on weak woke emotions. So like it's all a parody of like you know, political stuff going on at the time. And they teased a new exoskeleton design at midnight, which... So, here's the reason why some people thought this was legit. Because obviously, yeah, it looks quite fake, right? Like, and I thought it was, but the reason it had some credibility to some people was because apparently, and I don't know the legitimacy of this, but apparently the same company who registers a lot of BBC domains registered the domain name cybersindustries.com, which if you click on it leads to this sort of blank page. And it was also created Sunday the 15th of May, which if you go back, I believe is actually the date that they announced David Tennant and Catherine Tate taking over. So that's the reason a lot of people were like, oh, you know, maybe there's something to it. But I think what it was is just a very, very clever fan who has created this account. And admittedly, it's a fun parody. And yeah, so as you can see here, this was the midnight announcement of like, you know, Cybermen have the right to bear arms, and it's like, yeah, no, it's a fun parody, but yeah, that's something that like people were talking about. And as I said, that Cyberman hoax parody account made it to trending, like it made Cybermen trend. So that's what I mean. Even stuff that's not official can get the hype going in a way. You know, it's like, yeah, it's really interesting, I think. But that's mainly that. Apparently, you know, Jean knows the person, but obviously I'm not gonna call that person out. Obviously, it's a great idea, enjoying it. Yeah, it's a very fun, unique little thing. It's obviously fake. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It was obviously obviously I didn't really believe it, but there was just a couple of things that made me go, that's weird. Like obviously the whole, you know, the whole like, you know, BBC domain name thing, like that was one thing. But yeah, it was fun. It was a fun parody. Sorry I can't stay in chat. Got someone playing my escape room in an hour. Oh, fun. Look at the comments. At the comments on the posts from them. I mean, a lot of them are just memes, I think. Don't think the Cybermen will show up in the after the centenary. I mean, possibly. Oh, the costume tease ones. Wait, let me have a look. The comments. Oh, these are cool. Look at these. These look sick. These look cool. Someone suggesting some new models. Yeah, no, there you are. Yeah, I don't really know what are the comments you were addressing specifically, but you know, Cybers Industries. If you're looking for a model, you know, I kind of model myself off John Leemick, so you know, yeah, yeah, no, very fun little parody account though. Very much enjoying that. 10 out of 10. Is this a good time to say it's good to see Darius looking well? Well, thank you, yeah. COVID hit me rough, but we're doing good now. We're a lot better, you know. I did have a bit of a scare with it, but you know, I'm doing pretty good. The mighty Darius leaving, yeah. Never liked the spikes on the side measures. Looked a bit too cartoonish to me. I do see that. I do quite like the Triple Layer design. I would say I think they went a bit too much on the spikes. Like I don't mind them maybe just on the shoulder pads, but I think when they're on the legs as well, it's like your fan is a cool fan. Hey, look, it's the one Tharies fan. Actually, there's two. There's two whole Tharies fans. what is the latest consensus on what the plot of the 60th may be? I've not heard anything like Tharies, we stand your arse whipping and Lance. Thank you, MCTV. Also, if you haven't seen it, I did a podcast with MCTV and I really enjoyed myself, so go check that out. It's great. Just saw your video on the Lance guy. Also, saw that stream you jumped on. How you didn't rip your hair out in frustration. No, but one of those morons must be beyond me. Yeah, no, it was mental. In control of cyber information. You are indeed the cyber controller. Am I the cyber controller? What do you think, Dennis? I don't think he wants to talk right now. He's been quiet recently. What's your favourite Dalek? In fact, I can show you what my favourite Dalek is, because I bought something recently. I got it. This one. The 2000s Supreme Dalek. I've always just thought it looked great. I love the little struts. I love the 3 lights. I just think it looks epic. 10 out of 10 design. My favourite. Was so glad they brought this back in Series 9. Was one of the few things I liked about Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, to be honest. Yeah, my absolute favourite Dalek design in terms of like a one-off, I guess, or like a one main design was the yeah, I absolutely love the Supreme Dalek a lot. Yeah, it's absolutely my absolute favourite. Love the Chibnall design. Wish they kept the new Mondasian ones though. Yeah, I kind of get why they didn't, because like obviously you want to modernise them. But yeah, I do quite like the Chibnall design. There are some corners of the planet that have read the most terrible things. People who act against everything that we believe in, they must be fought and fairies despite them. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so nice. Honestly, thanks so much. So, yeah, the only problem with Daleks I've noticed is, like, there's the stalks and the plunges can come off very easily. Like, I don't want to, you know, play with it too much. I also made the very big financial mistake of pre-ordering, if I can get it on, the Roboto Replicas laser screwdriver. Now, buy a life-sized one. One day, when I've got... Unironically, I do want a life-sized Dalek. It's always been a dream of mine. You know, maybe when I've got a bigger place of my own, that's going to be the goal, to get a proper Dalek and have it. Because that would be sick as well. If I could program it to say things. My first 3.5 scale Dalek, the first day I got it, the plungers slightly and it just snapped. Yeah. Oh my god, Tharies is amassing an army, yes. I'm going to be like Van Statten, you know, I'm just going to collect, you know, every single monster. Yeah, no, I don't have it anymore, but I had the 3.75 inch, you know, the Rusty? I had the Rusty. Remember the 3.75 inch one? No man look like lens videos. Yeah. Yeah, wait, what was that? We'd love to see the Paradigm Daleks from Series 7 back. Unironically, I want to see them back too. Yeah. I am in the group of people who like the Paradigm Daleks. Guilty as charged, you know. You could quote-unquote liberate a Dalek from the docking storage room. Well, I just go back to the back of Bad Wolf Studios and go, this is mine now. Oh. Somehow I don't think they'd let me, although... You know, if they did, I would have a lot of respect for it. I always found documentary to be earnestly low quality. To be fair, no, the character option stuff, I mean, at least like the old stuff is generally like pretty good. I'd say, yeah, no, obviously certain merch is like really good, I think. Obviously like anything like the Roboto things, obviously they're really expensive, like replicas, but they're really cool. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. Like, obviously, this Cyberman head was off Facebook. A guy did the blueprints for the Cyberman head, had all the blueprints, so it's actually to scale. And he, like, sort of... I don't even know what he did. Like, he used, like, 3D printing and, like, resin and, like, you know, made it a thing. And it looks great. You know, it's to scale and everything. Like, for all intents and purposes, it could have been used in the show. It's got the exact blueprints from the show. So, yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Just someone said, figure you want from the Whittaker era. The Master and the Fugitive Doctor are the two main ones. Also, probably, you know, a Revolution Dalek, and the Cyber Warrior as well. Those would be my main 4, probably. Because, unironically, I do like some of the designs, as I said before, so I want them in figure form. And obviously, like, you know, I'm a Doctor completionist. You can see all the Doctors in the back there. So, you know, I want every Doctor, so that includes, obviously, Ruth. And obviously, I do quite like, I like Sacha Dhawan's performance of the Master, even though sometimes I think, you know, Ryan can be a bit hit and miss, but I do like his performance, so and I like his costume and stuff, so I want him as a figure, absolutely. And it just makes sense, what with the whole, you know, bringing back the tissue compression eliminator thing. Like, that just makes sense. I hope we get a Beep the Meat figure. We probably will. They should do a showrunner figure collection. Can you imagine? More Doctor Who Lego sets. That'd be neat. I just don't know, like, obviously, I think Doctor Who would have to get, like, even bigger for, like, Lego to even consider doing it. But, like, yeah. I want a Cyberman head one day. Like, an Invasion one would be cool. Or an Earthship one like you have there. Yeah, no, they are very cool. They are very cool. It's a real shame we've likely lost Eagle Moss. Yeah, I was going to say, it is a shame we lost Eagle Moss for RTD2. See, the thing is, I don't know. I feel like character might, you know, put a rocket up if, like, the new series gets incredibly, like, popular. Like, if this, because I think the 60th and Series 14 are going to be, like, huge. I genuinely believe that. So I think if they do get as big as I think they're going to get, they'd be silly not to make the figures, you know? A Doctor Who crossover and not just a reference to another medium would be cool. It depends on which franchise, really. Like, I think there are some that it fits more than others. Like, I've always thought, obviously, you know, it's not really a thing like these days, obviously, but I've always thought like a Back to the Future Doctor Who crossover would be, say, like an actual one. Like, you get Christopher Lloyd, and I especially thought like a Doc Brown meeting the 12th Doctor would be really fun. Like, that'd be a really fun story. Doctor Who Noddy crossover, yes. You know, Doctor Who did a crossover with Star Trek. I am aware of that in the comics, yes. Evergrab Battles History, yes, they did do that, and I'm not ashamed to admit, I listened to that endlessly as a kid, and I can pretty much recite it from memory. I'll get the character option 60th Sonic when it releases at all. Oh, I will. I will get any release of Sonic Screwdriver. The Cyberman and the Borg teamed up in a yes, yeah, the Borg, yeah. How do you feel if Doctor Who entered the MCU? I mean, I don't think it would happen, but I mean, personally, I prefer it remain a separate thing. Who's your favourite classic Doctor? Mccoy. Mccoy is my favourite classic Doctor. I just really love his era. I think it's severely underrated. I think his dynamic with Ace is fantastic. Yeah, phenomenal. Love him. I love the rolling R's, the Rasputin, Rassilon. You know, like I can't do it as well as McCoy, but that's my attempt. Base Darius Sylvester is a W. See, yeah, I've never had a bad opinion in my life. I think of one time. New Who fave 11. 11's my all-time favourite, but part of that is down to childhood nostalgia. Also, a lot of people question, you know, whether that calendar is falling over. It's actually not. It's actually taped to the door, which is why it looks a bit weird. But that's also why sometimes, if you watch my videos daily, it'll take a couple days for the calendar to be flipped over. But yeah, I'd be surprised if they make any more Jodie era figures because we've had nothing in flux. Yeah, I mean, I could see us getting a Dan figure, and I did see a rumour that we were going to get a 13th era figure set. So I'd imagine what they'll probably do in reality, they'll probably just do... here's my guess, because apparently they're doing one more 13 set. My prediction for a 13 era set is going to be Dark Coat 13, Yaz, maybe in her like past outfit, and like Dan Lewis would be the set that they do. Even though I prefer something like the Master or the Future Doctor, they probably do those three, because in the case of, like, say for example Dan Lewis, all you need to do is get the Graham body and put John Bishop's face on it. That sounded weird. Yeah, I definitely think we could see another B&M set. I think Dan is an inevitability, because I don't know whether I've spoken about it, but there was a while back like an alleged list of upcoming B&M releases. Let me see if I can find it, because that's what I was referring to. Let me see. I think I know the person who tweeted it, so give me one sec. Entertain yourselves while I find the cure to happiness, or whatever it is I'm doing. Here we are. Oops, sorry, I whacked my Supreme Dalek. I'm sorry, Supreme Dalek. Anyway. Let me just find the post, because it was a while back, but I want to talk about it a bit. Yeah, so just give me a sec to find it. I'm a bit of a slow scroller, so you'll have to forgive me for that. Where is it? Can't be far away now, surely. The thing is, the annoying thing is, if you scroll too quickly, then you might miss it. Ah, here it is. Found it. Okay, so this was the, like, obviously someone made a mock-up of it according to the actual the actual leaked releases. So apparently September, so next month, we're going to be seeing a History of the Daleks 9 and 10 set, an 8th Doctor figure set, and a 10th Doctor figure set. I think a 10th Doctor figure set is a very wise move, given, obviously, you know, everything's going on. And then November 22, apart from 2. I don't know what they mean by apart from 2. I'm assuming 2 of these releases aren't going to happen, I guess. We've got a History of the Daleks 11, Davros and Dalek set, History of the Daleks 12, a 9th Doctor figure set, a 13th Doctor figure set, and another electronic First Doctor TARDIS set. So that's interesting. A lot of History of the Daleks going on. But yeah, no, I think I'm most excited for the 8. Like, I'm just excited to see some new stuff. Like, we got a 10th Doctor set, a 9th Doctor set, a 13th set, as well as an 8th set, which is really cool according to this anyway. So yeah, I reckon for a 13th set they'll do like Dark Code 13, Yaz and Dan. That's what I think they'll do. Even though I'd like to see Fugitive Doctor and Sasha Dewan Master. I think for 10th Doctor, ooh, what could they do for 10th Doctor? I feel like a re-release of Donna would make sense, given, like, if I was them, I'd do a new Donna, because I'm pretty sure actually as well, we've only ever seen, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, you guys can correct me, you probably know more about this stuff than I do, but I'm pretty sure we've only ever seen Donna in the coat from Planet of the Earth, So yeah, a Donna release where she's not wearing that would make sense, I think. And then I don't know what other character they could do for a 10th Doctor set. Obviously, if we're going down the Series 4 theme, what could they do? What could they do for a Series 4 one? I mean, you could do something like the Hath, but I feel like that's kind of lame. I think they've done the Hath before. The only thing with the 10th Doctor is, like, a lot of it got released, like, at the time. Was there anything that didn't get released at the time? Chat, let me know. Nothing's springing to mind immediately, but it's when you'll probably say something, I'll be like, yes, they should do that. But yeah, so as for an 8th Doctor set, I'd assume obviously another Big Finish thing there, because I don't think... Well, actually, no, I know, because I think they don't have the rights to do movie stuff, so yeah, probably be based on a recent Big Finish. Possibly a Time War one, perhaps, because I know that they did that with, I've got it up there somewhere, like the 7th Doctor and Time War Dalek set that they did a while back. 9th Doctor's an interesting choice. I wonder what they'll do for that as well. I mean, like a lot of the Series 1 stuff, like obviously it's a bit more primitive, so, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do there. Like obviously they've got the grayed out version of Rose, who looks like she's like really uncomfortable because you couldn't move them originally. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do for a 9th Doctor figure set as well. That'll be interesting. But yeah, cool stuff. I forgot to mention that, but I suppose it makes sense to bring it up. Disco dancing Rose, exactly. Rose looking like she's going to drop a beat. Re-release the Vespa form as one figure rather than a build with parts. If that what it was before, then yeah, they might do that. That would make sense actually, and that could justify a Donna release. Yeah, they could well do that. That would kind of make sense. Justice for Wilf. Yeah, we should get. Oh, maybe they will do a Wilf figure. That's a shout. I didn't think of that. But I mean, if I was them, I would be doing a Bernard Cribbins figure because they haven't done one. What do you think of the Cybers toy? We did go over it. I don't think it's real, but I think it's very funny. We'd like to do some 8th Doctor Big Finish companions. Yeah, have there? I assume there haven't really been any. I don't really keep up with all of the releases, but yeah, no, I wouldn't mind that. I'd definitely be down for that. Apparently there's another character options online exclusive set on the way. Okay, interesting. That's interesting. They did do that with the robot from Robot, so they could do that with the same for the best performance. Yeah, I actually have that, but that also weirdly comes apart still. I've just joined it. Can I get a recap on the stream? So, recap. David Tennant has had to cancel a trip to a convention, so implying filming is taking place well into late August. We had Rachel Talali doing an Instagram post, which then Russell teased more details on at the 60th on. There's a Cyberman parody hoax account that's quite funny. We've covered the supposed upcoming B&M releases. I think that's about everything. Oh, also, before I forget it, we had Rachel Talale making... Ooh. Making a comment about a editor, obviously, I assume, working on Doctor Who. I once worked with an editor who would look at rushes and say, "Yeah, I could probably fix that." Ouch. So today, editor Will texted me, "Rushes are spectacular." And then a moment later, "Yeah, I could probably fix that. Troll, very troll." So Will there is referring to William Oswald. We spoke before about him being the editor. And he, obviously, as I said, edited like loads of Doctor episodes in the RTD and Moffat era. So yeah, I think the new era is going to look very good. Hi Darren, only just turned in, but I want to say you're awesome. Keep up with the good work. Thank you very much appreciate that. Now, the only Big Finish releases we've had are those Doctor and Dalek releases. Okay, because I know that they did the one with the 8th Doctor in his like dark eyes look and the blue Dalek, and also the 7th Doctor one that I've got. Yeah, I covered David Warner's passing in a previous video. Yeah, it's very sad. As I said, I only listened to a couple of his performances. What I heard was really good. Yeah, I don't think the Cyber's Twitter is real. You feeling better now, Darius? Much better, thank you, Paul. Yeah, doing much better. We're doing much better. Yeah, I'm now negative and I'm feeling a lot better. Back in 2014 for the anniversary, 2013, sorry, they did 8 and Dalek Beta, I think that was called. Yeah, I think that's the blue one, right? What sort of outfit would you like Shooty to wear? I think something more colourful. I want a big long coat. I saw him, like, I've seen some people do him with a cravat, which I kind of like. Rate the wimpiness of your shingle drive. I mean, before it was very bad, but now I don't feel it. The doctors gave me some cream for it, and now it's basically gone, so that's good. It just sucked for a while because I had 2 things that were just attacking my body at once, so that sucked. But yeah, I'm a lot better now. I really hope 11 is in the 60th. Imagine in a time crisis. Oh, I would love that. I'm still more of the belief it's probably just going to be 10, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see 11. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about before, because I'd forgotten about this. A bunch of new Dalek comics are being released. Dalek Collection by Dave Gibbons, David Lloyd, Paul Cornell, and more Paul Cornell. That's cool. Panini UK has published a collection of Dalek comic stories by the likes of 2000s AD creator Pat Mills, V for Vendetta, David Lloyd, Steve Dillon, and Watchmen co-creator Dave Gibbons, Doctor Who TV and audio writer Paul Cornell. That's really cool. The main reason I wanted to talk about this was just because I thought the art looked really cool. I thought the Daleks looked great. I love this design of like the sort of classic beaten up looking Daleks. I think they look fantastic. Love that. Love the sort of retro vibes going on there. Incredible stuff. I don't know when that comes out. But I like it a lot. Wait, did it say? Oh, December 14th. Okay, so it's got quite a while yet. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Oh, it has the return of the Daleks, Absalom Dak Dalek Killer. Oh, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna give this a read. Yeah, cool stuff. What classic era monsters would you like to see return in Shooty's era? I think I did do a video talking about what classic monsters I wanted to see back. I think I said at the time I'd like to see more still species. I'd be interested to see how they were modernized at least. Oh, my OBS glitched out for a sec. I hope we're all okay. Hope we're alive. Don't know why it did that. Yeah, no, what was I saying? Yeah, no, I think I said I'd like to see still species to see what they do with a modernized version of them. I think I said I'd like to see the Talos Cybermen back, just because, you know, I love two of the Cybermen. They're a very selfish request. Sutek, I want to see Sutek again. I think you could do some really cool stuff with him in the modern day. Was there another one? I think there was, but yeah, that gives you an idea. If the 60th is a story where 10 is consumed by his vanity, 11 has to come and remind him what it was like being him. Always remember Doctor's me. That fits. Yeah, like that's the thing. That could very well happen. Like we've seen, like they've been filming in studio for like a month. I do think people have been like, obviously I've seen on Twitter people have been like, if David Tennant is the only thing returning in the 60th, then I'm not watching. Meh. And it's like, first of all, evidently he isn't, because we basically got it confirmed in no uncertain terms that Toymaker is a thing. But also, you know, you got Catherine Tate, you got Bernard Cribbins, you got, you know, all these other people as well. You know, Beat the Meat potentially, which was a comic character. And then there's nothing to say that like we won't see appearances of like any of these other characters. You know, they were filming for a month in studio. Literally anything could be in those studio scenes, you know. I do think people are being very quick to judge this based purely on some filming stuff. And also, you got to think about it logistically. I've said before on Twitter, like, obviously, as much as we all dream of like the whole, you know, fantasy of like, let's get every Doctor in a story together. The reality is the logistics of that, you know, they're very difficult. Obviously, first three Doctors, as well as John Hurt's War Doctor, obviously sadly passed away. Tom Baker now, I would say, is like he's retired, I think, or at least he's nearing, you know, retirement. Davison, Colin, and Sylvester, I've seen speculation, obviously the rumours that they're in the centenary. So that kind of rules them out, if they are indeed in that. McGann you could do, Eccleston doesn't want to do it, Tennant is obviously in it, 11 wants to do it, 12 doesn't want to do it because he's said, you know, he doesn't want to come back, and 13's just had a kid. So realistically, your options are narrowed down to 10, who's already in it, 11, and 8. And by that point, you kind of just have the 60th, the 50th again. Obviously, I want McGann to appear and I want Smith to appear. But realistically, I understand why the approach is being taken that is, of having 10 be the main one and then having maybe, you know, because it's still possible that the others could, you know, appear, you know, in like cameo roles and stuff, like a Dark Dimension type thing. I think that's what they might do, but like obviously that's just me speculating. But I do think we're just oh no, the Christopher Eccleston thing that he spoke about is just a Big Finish, just to clarify. Plus David has the most star power behind it. Yeah, I would argue, yeah, he makes the most sense. I'm just tired of Tennant. I get it, but like from the actual like general public view, you might say that like, oh, Tennant's come back loads, but like for us that might well be the case. But to the general public, this would be the first time he's been seen on screen since 2013. Because like they don't really, you know, listen to like audios or Time Lord Victorious or, you know, anything, or like the comics or anything like that. So to them, this is the first time seeing that character since 2013, which was, by the time the 60th comes out, will be 10 years ago. Like, he's not quite as oversaturated to the general public as he might appear to be to fans. And at the end of the day, that is who predominantly the show needs to cater for, especially at the moment. Indeed, my mother didn't even know Tennant was on Big Finish until I told her last week. Exactly, you know? Could they give another Doctor to shine? I mean, I think they will. But I mean, the 5 Doctors only brought back 2 and 3, who were also the main Doctors in the 3 Doctors. Yeah. I mean, I guess, but equally, you got to think like the way they formatted the 5 Doctors, and the 3 Doctors was very different. The 5 Doctors was, you know, this quest with all of them trying to get to somewhere. The 3 Doctors was much more the idea of them being together. Like, they were very different plot-wise. And I think the 60th is going to be that as well, which is why I think the approach they've taken makes more sense. I agree, 11 is just as popular. Well, I mean, I think 11, it's hard. I mean, I'd love to say the years, but I think there might be a slight preference for 10, but only slight. But yeah. I don't want every anniversary to be 10 and 11 team-ups. I'd rather see something different TBH. I'd rather just see 14's first appearance rather than 10, but that's happened now. The thing is, with it being Ncuti's first appearance, that's a lot of pressure to put on a new actor, for them to front a anniversary where everyone expects to see the old favourites again. That's a lot of pressure. So I understand why they didn't do that as well. Like, I get why the approach is being taken. I think another thing is the more documents you have, the more overstuffed and less time you can give them is. Someone is going to get left behind, sadly. That's also true. 11's the best New Who Doctor. I do agree. Don't get me wrong, 11's my favourite, and I'd love to see him back, but at the end of the day, I'm loving what we're seeing at the moment. Yeah, and I mean, you've also got to consider, you know, we had, like, Sarah Jane in that one, who obviously, you know, wasn't really in the 3, well, it wasn't in the 3 Doctors. You know, obviously you had the 5th Doctor crew. You know, there was more to it than just that, but yeah. But yeah, I think, listen, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. But I really enjoyed doing the stream. The stream should be up shortly after release. You know, been fun talking, of course. Yeah, as much as I'd absolutely go mental if Capaldi appeared, I'm happy with what we have right now. Russell coming back is enough for me to be hyped. Yeah. Internationally, I'd say they are. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like seeing Sarah Jane and K9. Exactly that, yeah. Do you think any upcoming episodes would reference anything from Doctor Who Redacted? Possibly. I mean, it is official. See you in the next video, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to head off. But thank you all for tuning in. I'll do one of these again soon. See you in a bit. Announcement soon, calling it now. If there is, you'll be sure to hear from me. But I'll see you all soon. Take care. Goodbye.